Hey, what is going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a look at an indie book, and not something from like Image or Boom, but something somebody actually self-published themselves, put all their heart and creativity into. I want to start highlighting a lot of books like this, so here's the first one, Heavy Kill. Without further ado, let's take a look at this book. So here is the cover of the book. I like it. It's sleek. It looks very professional. For those wondering about the size, this is a hardcover, but it's not, an oversized hardcover. I'd say it's probably a little bit smaller than your standard trade paperback. And here's the spine of the book. And again, like I said, this book looks very professional. It looks really well put together. It's sturdy and easy to read, and what more can we really ask for? Here is the back of the book, which says, "Don't mistake solitude for safety," a little foreshadowing for the events that are about to occur. And boom, so with that, let's jump right into it. But I do want to preface and say I'm hoping to do a lot more indie comics looks on this channel. I've got a few coming in from people who are just independent creators out there. And if you're not checking out these indie comics, you absolutely should. I am so mad at myself for only starting to check out books like this when I created my own indie comic and kickstarted it. My book is fully funded and there's 2 more days to get it, by the way. If you want to check that out, I will leave a link in the comments below. So Heavy Kill. This is the first graphic novel written and illustrated by Jared Throne. So he did all of the work for this, which is a lot of work. I can tell you from someone who just did this, but only from a writer, marketing, and lettering perspective, that took so much of my time, so I can only imagine how much more time illustrating it takes too. And this is 260 pages, so that is not a small book by any means. Alright, so what is Heavy Kill though? Is this something you should pick up? Is this something you might be interested in? Well, let me tell you a little bit about it. So the story takes place in a forest village, and I think it's kind of a nondescript time period, nondescript location. All you need to know is that there's no technology as far as I can tell, and they've got their own kind of distinct mini civilization out here where they're just living off the land. But then, of course, comes our inciting incident, which is that people of this village are starting to get slaughtered. And so this is a horror story, and a slow burn at that, I'd say. So if you're adverse to that, maybe this isn't particularly the book for you. But if you enjoy stuff like that, then I'd say, yeah, this is something you might be interested in. People are getting slaughtered, people are going missing, and the people in the town are kind of slowly starting to lose it as they're getting worried and fearsome and paranoid about what is happening, why is this happening. And they even start casting blame wildly. And honestly, as much as I enjoyed the story, I wish it was a little more focused on the paranoia of the village and everything, because they explore some interesting things there initially, but then it becomes more about what the actual antagonist is later on in the story. I will add though, I don't think this is the end of the story. The book leaves everything open for continuation in the future, but I'm getting ahead of myself, so let me go back a little bit to right at the beginning of the story with how everything actually starts. So we're like witnessing this local farmer, Eli, who is interrupted by a couple of local boys who are trying to steal his sheep. And, he's kind to them, he is generous with them, and the boys run away and they're worried that they're gonna get in trouble. And later, those boys are found just completely savagely murdered, and the council of this town, they're like trying to dish out justice because this is pretty extreme, things like this don't happen too often, and everything has been going haywire lately anyway. And to avoid any major spoilers, I will say they come up with some pretty imperfect solutions. But they think they have it all handled now and there's not going to be any more bloodshed. But people start going missing, there are more deaths, there's crops being ruined, and our main character Myra is sort of forced to navigate all this, figure out what's going on, keep her family safe, while also learning about some deeper lore about her family, I guess, some of her familial history where her father was possibly killed or banished in the past for something that he did in the village, and she's kind of trying to remedy all that because it'd been kept a secret from her. There's a lot going on there with that. And it was all interesting, learning about that family history and past, but it seems like a lot of that is going to be further explored in a future sequel to this, if that does ever happen. It is also pretty interesting because at its core, this story is really just like a very classic man versus nature story, and there's a perspective to look at it where it's all about, humanity's desire to control everything around us, including the things in the natural world, and the natural world's natural tendency to rebel against that and be its own thing and have its own path that it wants to dictate or move out in whatever chaotic manner it wants to do so. And if you read Heavy Kill, you will see that it definitely reflects that there is resistance from the natural world, because of just the circumstances of where these people are. I also want to commend the story on including a lot of side characters and doing a lot of world building, because even sometimes in the big two comics, we don't get that world building or that side character love in, specific stories. They will either expect you to already know a lot about their world building, or they will just usually not do it in the story. And when it comes to side characters, I know recently in the past few years and whatnot, Marvel has really put their focal point mostly on their super powered characters, and we don't really get to learn about some of the side people in these characters' lives and whatnot. But here we get to learn a lot about some of the unique perspectives and distinctions of the people that live in this village. I actually even wish we got to spend some more time with some of those people, because it was so interesting learning about what their day-to-day is like, sort of what their role in the community is like, and just what their personalities are like and how it meshes with the other people in that community. And the artwork, you'll notice as I've been flipping through here, has a pretty unique style to it. You may like that, you may not like that. I know some people really want anatomy to be a certain way, and some people don't really mind. I thought for this story, this art style worked pretty well, and when it came to things like dynamic action scenes, everything looked very fluid, everything was drawn really well in my opinion. And even being in black and white, I think that helps with sort of the foreboding tone of the story. So yeah, I'd say this is worth checking out, guys. It's an ambitious project, a lot of heart, a lot of love went into it, you can tell that immediately, and it's pretty affordable too. I think I got this for $15, and that's, $15 for a 260-page hardcover book. That's not bad at all, and if you don't support this book in particular, I'd say just take a look into the world of indie comics, because I think, one, like I said, I've discovered so much cool stuff there, and two, I think it's actually really important for the growth of the comic book industry at a whole. It's encouraging new and diverse voices to come forward and create their stories, and, it also helps provide more options for readers who are looking for something different than what the big two publishers are offering. So hey, if you ever see something on Kickstarter and you think it looks cool and you'd like to see a review of it on the channel, just let me know and I'll happily do it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and you have a great rest of your day. What is going on, guys? This is an after the credits scene. I was just editing this and I forgot to show one thing off. It is this awesome art print that was sent to me with Heavy Kill. There's Heavy Kill on my shelf, by the way, right next to Strangers in Paradise, which I'm currently reading. Thoughts on Strangers in Paradise too in the comments below. Anyway, yeah, I just wanted to show this off too because I thought it was super cool of Jared to send this with the book. I think it was only available at the time when I picked it up a few weeks ago because he was running a special, but worth checking on his website or his social media if he's still inserting these into the books and whatnot. But yeah, I always think it's cool when you get a book and you get some nice little goodies with it too. So with that, this is my final outro. You all have a great rest of your day.